Captain America Civil War. It's finally out in theaters. We're gonna talk about it. It's directed by the Russo brothers. It stars Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., Sebastian Stan, Chadwick Boseman, and all those other characters that we're gonna talk about here in just a few seconds. But I thought, hey, let's go over the positives of the movie, the negatives, and then I'm gonna rate the movie on a scale from 1 to 10. And hopefully you guys enjoy this little review / talk about Captain America Civil War. Let's get into it. Some of the positives for the movie: the action. The Russo brothers did a really good job directing all of the action sequences. It's so much fun. It keeps you on the edge of your seats. It starts off from the beginning of the film and it lasts all the way till the end. There's really very few scenes where it's quiet or a lot of dialogue. It's a lot of action, 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 villain versus villain, hero versus hero. It doesn't stop, and it's so much fun. And the way the action is, shot, set up, it's not a bunch of shaky cam, it's not a bunch of quick shots. It's actually, you see the fight scenes, you see the brutality. And they're not going easy on each other. These heroes are really beating the crap out of each other. Iron Man versus Captain America towards the end, when they have one of the bigger fights, it's brutal. You really think these two guys are going at each other. They're not going easy on each other because they're friends, and none of the heroes are. And the airport sequence towards the middle of the movie is awesome. My personal favorite part of the movie. I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but there's a scene with Spider-Man fighting the Winter Soldier and the Falcon. Had to think about the characters. That was so fun. The way the Spider-Man was introduced helped it a little, and it was so much fun. The action's great. It's probably the best thing of this whole movie, and the Russo brothers did a really good job. Another cool thing about this movie was the introduction of the Black Panther. The Black Panther I was nervous about because he's Wakandan, so he's gonna have an accent, and they got this actor named Chadwick Boseman, who you guys might know from 42. He played Jackie Robinson, and he played James Brown in Get On Up. But I was scared he wasn't gonna nail the accent, and you know what? I was wrong. He nailed the accent. He did all the fighting sequences for the most part himself, and he did a really good job. And you are invested into this character, and that suit looks awesome. It's made of vibranium, which is the same material that makes Iron Man's shield. And that character was introduced perfectly. Another character that was introduced geniusly was Spider-Man. This Spider-Man is, I don't want to say he's the best because we only saw him for maybe 15 minutes in the movie. That's not a spoiler. It's not a cameo though. You get a good chunk of Spider-Man in this movie. But the way he's introduced, he's nerdy. He looks more like Spider-Man than Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield did. In terms of the Peter Parker character, he's kind of got quick lines really fast. He's everything you want in a Spider-Man, and he's very funny in this film, and the action sequences he's in is great. And that's all I'll say in regards to Spider-Man. Another cool thing about it is they kind of developed this relationship between the Winter Soldier and the Falcon in this movie, and it's actually kind of cool. I really like the relationship between them, and the way they kind of give each other quick jabs. It's pretty fun in there. I really liked seeing all the characters back again. The story was actually really good. The whole movie itself was just a fun, thrilling movie. It doesn't stop. It's super fast-paced. I do recommend you see Age of Ultron and at least The Winter Soldier to get the idea of the movies. I guess you really don't need to see them all to get this movie, but Winter Soldier and Age of Ultron are the two that I would watch just to get caught up into this film. But it's so much fun. There's a lot of humor in it. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of drama in the film. So it's just mixed really well. Let's get into the negatives. There's not a lot of negatives in this movie. I'm trying to make this video quick. That way there's no spoilers and you guys can just go into it with an open mind. But the two negatives that I personally had with this movie was the big one. The villains. The villains are your average throwaway Marvel villains. There's one tiny villain towards the beginning, and then there's this main villain throughout the rest of the movie, and they were nothing special. They're not going to be memorable to you. They're just going to be kind of like how Yellow Jacket was in Ant-Man, or even maybe Ronan in Guardians of the Galaxy. These villains are just not Marvel's best. Marvel has a hard time getting these villains right. I hope they get it right in the future with Thanos and in future movies. But yeah, this villain was just so quirky and just dumb. I think he was just a dumb villain, very boring, didn't care about his backstory. He is your just average villain. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Another little tiny, very minor nitpick when I say this is a negative is, as much as I loved Black Panther's suit, which was pretty cool, and as much as I love Spider-Man, the character Peter Parker, the way he was introduced, I just got done saying it, I didn't care for the Peter Parker suit. And that's maybe because the movie wasn't finished, but it looked super CGI. It looked like it wasn't ready. It looks like they rushed the suit. But who knows? Maybe they will fix it when the Blu-ray comes out. Maybe they fix it for Spider-Man Homecoming, which comes out next year. But the suit itself looked a little cartoony and a little silly to me. Didn't throw me out of the movie, but you could just tell, yeah, it's not Tom Holland in the suit. It's, you know, it's like a CGI character playing, you know, Spider-Man. But everything else about Spider-Man was awesome. And then one last negative that I have is, do not leave the seats when the movie's over. There are 2 post-credit scenes, one at the very end and one kind of a quarter of the way through the credits. The post-credit scenes are post-credit scenes, if that tells you anything. I mean, they're not fun post-credit scenes. They're not one of the best, but they're there. They introduce you to the new movie. Not a lot of negatives I have to this movie. I mean, I really like seeing all these characters again. I really enjoyed seeing the Winter Soldier again. He was one of my favorite parts of the Winter Soldier film. Captain America Civil War is what I wanted Batman vs. Superman to be. I recommend all you guys go and see it in a movie theater. This needs to be experienced in the movie theater. It's so much fun. I think the Russo brothers are going to handle the future movies like Avengers Infinity Wars Part 1 and 2 really well. And you're going to get invested with the new characters. This whole movie is just so much fun. I couldn't get enough of it. It's not for me. It's just me personally. I liked this movie more than probably a lot of other people will, but I didn't like it as much as Winter Soldier, which is my favorite movie, but it's very close. I have Winter Soldier and then I have Civil War, like right here. It's so much fun. I might need to see this movie a couple more times before I can say, yeah, I like this movie just as much as I like Winter Soldier, or no, I still like Winter Soldier a little more. But it's a fun movie, guys. Go and check it out. Let me know what you guys think. Comment in the comment section below. Like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. I do a bunch of quick facts on Disney movies, Marvel movies, Star Wars movies. It's so much fun. Oh, so now I gotta rate this movie. It's so tough. I'm gonna give this movie an 8.5 out of 10. It's so much fun. The villain is what kind of lowers the score from making it a 9 or a 10, but the movie's so much fun. There's not a lot of negatives to this movie. I think you guys will enjoy it. It's fast-paced, it's fun, the characters are cool. Go out and see it. Yeah, so 8.5 out of 10. Let me know the score in the comment section below for what you guys think, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!